All right, so we want to find a new height. So in this case here, we are going to say 56,400 you multiply 50 times 40 times 50, what do I get?
I get 2,000.
1,000. So get 2,000 each. All right. They want to find h. So move this 2,000 to go and divide.
Right.
Yeah, what do you get for h now?
28.2.
The same, so we get the same thing. Okay. So remember what they said. They say we should show that, right? Show that the height is what? 28 point what?
Sure.
It's the same thing with this. Any question? Okay, move on.
Sir.
Yes. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay. What did they say now? A vertical height of the tank is what?
48 centimeter.
Right. Determine how many more cylindrical containers of water, right, would be poured into the wall, into the cylindrical container to make it fully what? Fill. Okay, so anybody see what they're asking here?
We want to know how many more tank of water would bring it up to 48 centimeter.
They want to find out how many more cylindrical containers you can pour inside the what? Inside the tank to fill it up, knowing that the height of this one, the height of the return tank is what? 48. So it's a new pasa now. Right. So volume, the volume here of the container is going to be the length times the width times the height. So what would have happened here for us is this. We are going to get a new volume because if the height of the tank is actually what? Up to 48, right? It means the volume would have been different.
Yes.
So we have to find a new volume here. So that would be the 40 times the 50
Times the 48.
times the new 48 here. So we're going to find a new volume, right? Somebody should work it out and tell me what you get, please.
Sir, 96,000.
So let's go 96,000 centimeters cubic. right. We get 96,000 centimeters for.
Cubic.
All right. Now, what was the volume of one cylinder? What was the volume of the cylinder? The one we just make a while ago. You can look back and tell me what was the volume of the cylinder?
26,400.
26,400, right? $26,400, you said, right? All right. They asked the question now. They look at the question they asked now. How many of the cylindrical containers of water must be poured in the rectangle to completely full? So if this volume, if the tank is completely full, it will be 96,000 centimeters cubic. They asked the question, how many containers must be poured inside there to make it full? What will I do?
Subtract.
No, think
So
again.
you would divide.
You divide. We divide. Beautiful. You divide. So go and divide. We are going to divide what?
9,600 from 26,400.
So 96,000 divided by what? 26,000 what?
26,400. Sir,
Let me see what you get.
Sir, may I know it as a 3.636363.
3.63. Yeah, because they never tell us anything. So it could be that. 3.64.
Sir, we never need to talk it about that.
Okay, so it'll be 3.64, right? So work with that. They never asked me to what? Put it to decimal place or whatever. So leave it at 3.64. Move on. Okay, let's go. Okay, I want you guys to take your time and figure this one out for me. No rush. You need to complete the table for me, right? Take your time and do that.
Sir, for number that.
Huh?
Sir, for it's a number of that 5, it'll be 21.
Yeah, so don't say it, just you complete it for me. We'll soon look at it.
Okay, sir.
Daddy, I was going to sleep and I'm tired. And the internet open yet. No, no, not really.
Anybody finish?
Hold on, sir.
Yo. All right. We clear so far? Any question?
Sir, you know, I still don't get that one. The last
Okay.
one.
The last one, you have to process it. We can't spend too much time on something, you know. We have a lot of things to do. But I'm just going to run it one more time. You have 2, 4. What? You can look at it 2 different ways. 2, 4, 2, 6, 8, and 12. Each time you go by what? You go by 2. You add, here you add 4, then you add 6, and you add 8, and you add what? 10, and you get to 30.
Yes.
Right, so 10 grand. When you came here now, how to get this one now, right? For you to get this one here, right? We have n, you have 1 times 2 will give you, look at it, 1 times 2 will give me 2, right? 2 times 3 will give me 6. 3 times 4 will give me what? 12.
Well,
Then 4 times 5 will give me what? 20.
20.
Then 5 times 6 will give me what? 30.
30.
Everybody follow that? No. So what you are going to do for me is this. You are going to what? This number here you have here, you added 1 to it. So the same number, they represent the n. So the n times n plus 1. Why n plus 1? Because say you add 1 to the 1, you get 2. You add 1 to the 2, you get 3. You add 1 to the 3, you get 4. You add 1 to the 4, you get 5. And you add 1 to the 5, you get what? 6.
Oh.
And when you multiply them, you are getting this number, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Which are those numbers you see here? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So you are going to present this first one. You are going to present this part here as n. This one should have been the n for you, and this one will be n plus 1.
Okay.
Agreed? So n times n plus 1 will give you these results.
Okay.
And that's how we got this answer. So it'll be n times 1. N times n will give me n squared.
Mm-hmm.
The n times 1 will give me what? N.
Then
Right? Then you close it. Then you look for the one.
the pi.
The pi, yes.
Okay. Much clearer.
Okay. We clear? Okay, time. Guys, we have 1 million of things to do, right? So we can't waste time. We just have to run. They say determine the number of dots where the figure n is 550 watts. 541. So everybody, let's go to 541. They said number of dots. Which one gives me number of dots? This one, right? What was the formula we got here? Anybody remember the formula we got for the number of dots?
4n plus 1.
4n plus 1, right? So we have to go back to that, right? We go back to 4n plus 1. We go here. Let's go back to that. This here. So we go back here. We are going to write 4n plus 1. 4n plus 1 is equal to 554. 541, sorry. All right. Then we are going to what? We move this one to that side. So before n is equal to 541 minus what?
1.
minus 1, right? So get 4n is equal to 540. Right, so n is equal to 540 divided by 4. Right, then work it out. What do we get?
One 135.
135.
135. Any question? Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, they said write down in terms of P and P, in terms of P and pi, the area of the largest circle. So let's go to the table with the largest circle. The table with the largest circle. Which table has the largest circle? This is the largest circle. What was the answer here? What do we get? N what?
N square pi.
N squared pi. All right. So remember that n squared what? Pi. Okay. So we are going back to the question. We are going back to the question, right? So let's go back to the question there. Now, wherever we have n, listen carefully, everybody. This is very simple, straightforward. Wherever we have n, we are going to present by what? They say the figure 3p. We don't know what's the figure, but we know that the figure is always presented by n. So wherever we have n, we put what? 3 what? 3p. So I'm going to put 3p square. 3p. I'm going to square this and put pi. Right, when I work out it, this give me 9 pi square. P square pi, sorry. Right. They said I should write down in terms of what? P and what? Pi, the area of the largest circle of the figure. So all what you do, you go back to your table. You go back to the table. I repeat, you go back to your table. Look for the one talking about what? Largest circle. Right. And that will fall under this column. This is the largest circle. Right. N pi what? N square pi. Should have been 3 pi because they say that the figure is 3p. So that means if I put here 3p, this is what they are saying. If you put here 3p, if you put this side 3p, right, what will you get for this side? If it's n, we say n squared pi. So if it's 3p, put what? 3p squared plus pi times pi. We get that? We cool?
Yes, sir.
All right. The train is moving. So number 8. A straight line of graph x is equal to 5 minus 3y intersects with x at P and the y-axis at x. Determine the coordinates of P and what? Q. I should determine the coordinates of what? P and what? Q. What will I do? What will you do?
So you can work out what is the coordinates, but I can say x is equal to 0 on the y-axis and y is equal to 0 on the x-axis.
Okay. They say that we should determine where intersects on the what? X-axis. So there's a simple one explanation for everybody. If you draw one line like this, and this is a graph, and it passes through this point here, it should pass through a point here, and it should pass through a point here, right? If you pass through the x-axis, if you pass the x-axis, y is equal to 0, right, at this point. So if you don't know it, write it down. If it passes right here, x is equal to 0 at this point here. So this is an easy way for you to find where the length, the P and the Q meets on the X and the Y axis. So in other words, wherever in the intersect, when the line intersects on the X axis, Y is equal to 0. When the line intersects on the Y axis, X is equal to 0. Everybody clear with that? So you are going to say that first of all, you want to find P. P is on the X axis. So let's do the P first. Where the line cuts on the X axis, where the line cuts on the X axis, on the what? On the X axis, on the X axis, right? Y is equal to 0. Where the line cuts on the what? So let's do that one first. So you are going to write the same equation they gave you. X equals to 5 minus 3y. Now remember that y is equal to 0. So you're going to find the value of x. So say x equals to 5 minus 3 times 0. Now we work it out. So let's give me x is equal to 15. No, a lie. Sorry. It'll be 5 minus 3. 5 minus 0. So they give me 5 minus 0, which give me what? 5, right? So watch this now. When for the P, when S is equal to 5, when S is equal to 5, right? Y is equal to what? What is the Y value? Y is 0. Everybody get that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's too early for you to start sleep, no? It's just 10 o'clock. You have 1 hour and 59 minutes more to go. So we don't know why people are asleep. I saw me bored. Okay, let's go. I want to find if it cuts on the, so this is where it cuts on the what? The X axis. So I'm going to underline that, right? If the line cuts on the x-axis, right, remember that thing, y is equal to what? 0. Where the line cuts on the what? Where it cuts on the y-axis, so that will be opposite, right? Where it cuts on the y-axis, what happens? The x value is what?
0.
Right. So something you guys have to learn now because you don't know what we will play, right? We don't. So just work with what the program. So you are going to write the formula. You're going to write the formula x minus 5. X is equal to 5 minus 3y. All right. Then you're going to put in the x. Where we put a 0 is equal to what? 5 minus 3 times y. Now remember that you want to find y, so move the 5 to this side. So it'll be 0 minus 5 is equal to negative 3y. So I'm going to get negative 5 divided by negative 3. Negative 5 divided by negative 3 is equal to y. All right, then we work out that now. Can somebody work out this part for me, please?
1.6.
Come again.
1.66.
1.6. 666?
Yeah.
So when
So you could leave it as a fraction, 5/3.
you can leave it at 5/3 too, there's nothing wrong with that. So you start a chance to put it in decimal, it's not a chance in fraction. Nobody going to kill you if you put it in what? Fraction or decimal, all right? So if you want to write fraction, you write fraction. You want to write decimal, you write decimal. So our x is going to be 0, but the y would have been 5/3. Those who want to use fraction.
-5. -5.
No, because you have divide. Remember that negative and negative give you positive.
Cancel.
All right. Or you write this number as well, 1 something something. Is that okay? But that's up to you. So this is my first part. Any question?
Sure, when you say cut, what you know when it cut are based off the graph intersect up the top?
Okay. Every equation of lines supposed to pass through x-axis and y-axis. So once they give you the equation of a straight line, that straight line have to pass through x-axis and what? Y-axis. So you assume that when it passes on the x, whenever it passes through on the x, at that particular point, your y is going to be 0. When it passes through on the y, at that particular point, the x will be equal to what? 0. So it could go either this, it doesn't really matter, but it can be different types, right? But the most important thing is this, it should always catch on the x-axis and the what? Y-axis. Now remember, now your graph could be like this. The graph they give you could be something like this. And they will draw it this way. If you draw it this way, the same principle. Are you following? It's the same principle. If you draw it at the bottom, it is the same what? Principle, right? So just work with the concept. That is the most important part. You good so far?
So the part here, all right, just the part where say x equal 5 minus 3, bracket 0. Oh, you get
Yes.
back 5. X equal 5 minus 3, yeah.
No, because 3 times 0 give you 0. They
Oh.
left you 5 minus 0, which give you 5. If you follow through,
Oh, so you work out the bracket part first with the 3 and
or you mean that you do the multiplication, division before addition, subtraction. All right. Any questions so far? All right. So let me see the next question. Calculate the length of the what? PQ. Okay, so okay, let me see now. They say you should calculate the length of what? PQ to what? The length, right? What do we get for P? What's the code for P again? Anybody remember?
5 and 0.
5 and 0, yes. The Q, we got 5/3, right?
Yeah, 0. 0 for that.
No, 0, it was 0 and what?
Yeah, 5/3.
5/3. Now, they asked you to find the length, right? So this will present as your x1, right? And this one present as your x what? X2.
So wouldn't that be a Y1?
Huh?
Wouldn't that would be a
Hold on.
Y1?
You're right. So this is x1, y1. X2 what?
Y2.
X2 then what? Y what?
Y2.
Y2. Now, for the sake, because we are going to work in, because I'm going to work with the square roots now, right? I'm going to advise you change this one to decimal for me. What is 5/3?
1.66.
1.66. So 1.67. All right. Now, this will give me what? My x what? Y2. We are going to find the length. The length is equal to the square root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. All right. You follow? All right, let's go. So everybody should try and complete it now for me. Substitute inside and work it out yourself. Next week, Wednesday, you'll be by yourself doing all this. So we put in the x2. X should have been 0, right?
Yeah.
0 minus x1. X1 is what?
5.
5. All right. Square plus what? Y2. Y2 is what? 1.6 what? 1.67 1.67 minus y1,
Zero.
which is 0, then square. So this give me a negative 5 square, negative 5 square, plus what? 1.67 square. All right. So when we work out this, what do we get?
25.
25, yes. Plus what? What is 1.67 square?
2.79.
2.7 flat?
It's 2.7889.
Right, so don't run it off yet. You see they put 2 decimal places. We want to make sure that you get them answer. 2.88 what? 9?
9.
Okay. All right. So let's work it out. What do we get? Add it to
27.7889.
27.88 what?
7.7889. 7.
7.
No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
27.7889. Okay, so when you find that square root, what do we get?
5.2715 and 1.
You're gone. Okay. You're gone. It's that issue. So we get to a 5.0.
5.276. Yeah, roll it off, I get 5.3.
5.3.
Yeah.
No, give it to 2 decimal place. Give me the answer to 2 DP.
Sir,
5.27.
5.27.
Okay, good. Now remember now, follow the instruction. They say what? 2 decimal what? That's very important. Is that okay? Even though you know what you are doing, if you put 5.23, you'll be surprised. They might not give it to you, depending on the examiner and the mood. All right. Any questions so far? Okay, guys, you guys are doing great so far. You're doing great. But I need you guys to wake up and participate more. All right, we are getting there. We're getting there. Now they're asking for midpoint now. So it's the same thing now, but this time we are looking for what? What? Midpoint. So remember that all these formulas, you guys have to know it from your head. The length, the gradient, the midpoint, the blah, blah, blah. Anybody remember the formula for midpoint?
Sir, is it x2 minus x1 over 2?
X1 plus X2 over 2, right? Then we have what?
Y1 plus y2 over
Y1
2.
plus Y2 over what? 2. Beautiful day. Good. All right. So my X1 is what? What is my X1?
Sir, 5.
5. My x2
0.
over 2. Everybody catch it? Because when I say P, give me back the coordinates of, so everybody can see what we are doing. What's the coordinate of P?
Sir, 5 and 0.
Beautiful. Okay, so everybody can see what we are doing, right? Now, give me the coordinate for Q.
0 and 1.67.
6, 7.
0 and 1.67. All right, so go ahead and do that for me, everybody. Finish it up for me. I started and we will not finish. I saw we are doing the thing now. Am I right? Okay, so whilst we are doing that, go on and I'm going to do for something. The young lady can share what you can do. Go on and do some. I'm just coming to you guys. Hold on. Okay, how is it going? Everybody finish? Everybody finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I gave the formula before I left, right? So give me the formula. What do you get for this one here? Quickly. What will I write here?
The 5 plus 0.
5 plus
Over
0.
2,
Right, 5 plus 0 over 2. Yes.
0.0 plus 1.6 over 2.
0.0 plus 1.67.
7, sorry, over 2.
1.617 over 2. All right. So what do we get? 5 over 2. Then what?
1.67.
1.67 over 2. All right. Then what do we get? 2.5. You can leave it the same, or you can say 2.5.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna get
That's fine.
for the other one, I get 0.835.
0.835. Yeah, you can leave it or just
Work it out.
put the right. That's up to you anyway. Because that will not go against your nothing, all right? Any questions so far?
Sir, one of the midpoints, where you have the y, like which one of the midpoints you have y,
Y1 plus Y2.
yeah, y1. Which one of them? Because me get it mixed up with that one here.
Y1
y1
plus Y2 is Y1 plus Y2 is only a funny.
is that one is for the gradient.
That's the midpoint. Y1 plus Y. This is the midpoint, no?
Oh, this one is the midpoint and that one
Right.
is the gradient. The
X,
other one.
No. You need to get the thing straight. Midpoint is X1 plus X1 plus X2 over 2, then Y2 minus Y1 over 2. The gradient now, the gradient is Y2 minus Y1 over X2.
Okay, all right, sir.
So you need to write them down so you don't have yourself mixed up.
Yeah, me just, for some reason, me just get it mixed up, but I always know it, sir.
Okay, good. All right. The length formula, square root of, right, x2 minus x1 square, right? So let me just put everything down. So you just don't know, you just write it down. Plus y2 minus y1 square. This is for what? Length. Yes?
It's going to be x1 minus x2.
Eh?
It's going to be x1 minus x2.
It doesn't really matter.
That one is for length of.
This is not just, there's only just, right? For the length, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus that. If it comes to the midpoint now, midpoint, right, is what? X1 plus x2 divided by 2, all right? Then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. All right. The reason why the length doesn't really matter whether it's x1 or the x2 comes with, because you have to square it anyway. So it will not actually affect anything. But the x part comes, or even if you change it around, it becomes the same thing you get. All right. Then for the gradients now, y2 minus y1 minus x2, y2 minus y1, right? Divided by x2 minus x1. That's for the gradients. So we have the length, we have the midpoint, we have the what? Gradients. Then remember that after that you have the parallel lines and what? Perpendicular lines. Everybody clear? Parallel lines and what? Perpendicular lines. Okay, so before I move on, I'm going to show Shani still here? Shani,
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to show you something you can do, right? Anybody who was not here last week, I'll give you two options. The first one, I'm going to click. Can I clear the screen?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to clear the screen. The first thing I'm going to show, that's to benefit like any other person, right? I have downloaded this thing itself in the video itself on YouTube. I downloaded it on YouTube, right? Or uploaded, whatever you want to say. Now, so if you go to YouTube, right, I'll give you the link, or you type in Mark Mills January 2020, come up. And you look for exactly, if whatever you're looking for is around 1 hour, after 1 hour, 24 minutes. Are you seeing that? You can see the screen?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. So if you can see the screen, that means I'm the only one watching, looking at whatever I'm looking at. So Shani, is this what you're YouTube, right? You follow? On YouTube, I'll give you the link, or you look for General 2001 Mark Mills, you see it. Then you play. All what you need to do is just play it. What I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to count from A to the A prime, and whatever I count, I'm going to double it. So I'm from the center to A. I want to move from the center to A. So watch me, everybody. I am from the center. When I put C, means the center to the what? A. Let me put C so that nobody center to the what? A. So I'm going to count a 0, 1, 2, then 0, 1, and 1, 2. So I move 2 units to this side, and later I go downward another 2 units. Everybody see that? I move 2 to the what? Left, and 2 down. So both of them, this one is what? This one from here to here is -2, and this is also what? -2. So I'm going to move here like this. Right. The movement is what? 2 and -2. So from the center to A, the movement would have been 2 and 2, -2 and -2. Why do I say -2 and -2? Because I moved to the what? Left, and then I went down, which is also negative. So I multiply by 2. When I multiply this one by 2, right? When I multiply this one by 2, I'll end up by getting
-4 as a movement. I repeat, as a movement, right? You still understand what I'm doing? So what are we expected to do? We are going to count here. We count from here, from the center towards the A, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, and 2. So we want to count now. We are going, instead of 2 and 2, we are going to count to 4 and 4. So we count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I reach here, I stop, then I go down 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So my first one here, this should have been A1. Remember that it was this center to the A, and I move it to what? This one. So I'm going to enlarge it by 2.
Okay. So Shanice, you have the idea, right? So what I'm going to give you the link for the YouTube. You can go on it and just go up there, right? Just go after 1 hour and 1 hour and 24 minutes. You see it. Then just listen to it carefully. What I did. All right. Or any
Yes,
other
sir.
person, any other person who wants it and can help yourself, right? So this is what we try to do now to at least help everybody at all, right? So I'm going to put in the link, right? And I have some few videos of myself or where I'm about to over there. Copy the link, go to the chat. I'm going to put the link in this one in the chat, right? So anybody wants it can get it. So just click on the link and it will take you straight to the YouTube channel, right? And you do your thing, all right? Anybody missed last week, click on that, it will give you. Or if not, I'll give you the Google Classroom too. After the class, I'll give the Google Classroom, you can go there and get the same thing the same way. But the Google Classroom better because you find almost everything we've done, videos and everything inside there. Okay, so that is it for those who were not here last week. Okay, so let me continue my business. Let's go back to our pasa. So we're back on track with this one now. Anybody can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Great. So if you can see my screen, right? I put the link in the chat, so anybody wants it can click on it and just have access to wherever. Let's go to the next question. Oh, functions. What I'm seeing here now. The function f and g are defined as follows. F, x minus 5 minus x, then gx, x squared minus 2x minus 1. Determine the coordinates of m and n. What will I do here? What CXC is asking us to do? Who can tell me? What exactly CXC is asking us to do?
Work out the put the function on the in the graph, sir.
No, read it in again.
Out of f, x, and gx meets at a point and
They say you should determine the coordinates, right, of MN. So they put the thing, you see, they put a question alike. They put a question as if it's a function question, but it's not actually a rare function question. It's actually a simultaneous question. Because they ask you to find where the two coordinates meet, where they meet. They meet at what? Points M and what? N. So you are going to write, look at it. The first one, fx, is equal to 5. 5 minus x. I'm going to explain something to you guys. The gx is equal to what? S squared minus 2x, right? Minus 1. Everybody see that? So what you need to do here, right? Because they use the word that they meet at the point M and N, immediately something comes to mind that if they meet at a point, that means on a graph, one is linear and one is quadratic. So this is linear function and this is quadratic, right? This is linear and this is quadratic. Now, wherever they put the f, x, and the gx, all of them represents y. So in other words here, the first one we have here is going to be y. This one you see here is actually y equals to 5 minus x. Equal to 5 minus x, right? 5 minus x. Right. The other is going to be y. So whether they have the f or the g, in this context, right? In this context here, they're actually looking for the coordinates or where the two lines meet, where intersect, where they meet. So once they do that, you know that it's a simultaneous equation they're asking for, right? So then this is for x squared minus 2x plus 1. Now, if they give you one linear equation and they give one quadratic, which method would I have used?
Substitution.
Method of substitution. Beautiful. So if you're going to use method of substitution, what will I do now?
Where you see the y is equal to 5 minus x, put that into the next equation. So we have y, I put 5 minus x.
You put y minus what? 6 or y minus x? Which one? So, okay, you're going to name this one equation 1, right? And this is equation 2, right? So this is the main thing we are going to work with. So it's very long, so I will start it on the corner here, right? So everybody can see that. So we are going to substitute, let's say 2 in 1, right? We're going to substitute 2 in 1. We're going to substitute, right, equation 2 in equation 1. So, in other words here, you are going to take all this one here. You are going to take this. We take all this equation 2 here. This equation 2, and replace it wherever you have the y, right? So you are going to write y. Instead of, we're not even going to write a y. So all what we are going to do, we are going to place the y with that, whatever we have here. So write s squared, I'm doing at the top, please, minus 2x plus 1 equals to
Here is
5
minus 1 here.
minus 1,
No, it's 2x minus 1.
or 2x minus 1. Okay, thank you.
I have it down here.
So this is minus, and this should have been minus. All right. Then you are going to equal all this one equal to 5 minus x. We work it out, we are going to get x squared minus 2x. I'm bringing everything equal to 0 plus x, y plus x. This x is negative. When it comes to it become positive. Minus 1 minus 5. Everything equal to 0. Right? So this give me s squared minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Then we have been asked to what? We have to factorize this now. I have x squared minus x. If they say minus x, it means 1. Is that okay, guys? If they say that's 1, so here that'll be 1. So x squared minus 1x minus 6 is equal to 0. How do I solve this one? Now, what will I do?
Sir, find two values that when you multiply them, you get -6, and when you add them, you get -1.
Right, beautiful. So what will you do?
For me, I have -3 plus 2, because -3 times 2 can
Okay, so
-6.
now, so you can use 3. If you, okay, let me see, you use 3 and 2. -3 and 2 you use. Okay, -3 times 2 give me what? 6, yes. And -3 plus 2 give me, yeah, you can use that. So use -3 and -2, good. So it'll be s squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. Then factorize the first two and the what? Last two. My common factor here is x. So I'm going to bring the x here. I'll let it x minus 3. Right, plus 2
Plus 2x minus 3.
plus 2, open bracket, x minus 3. Is equal to 0.
Sure, it says x plus 2 and x minus 3.
So get x plus 2 I get x minus 3
Equals 0.
is equal to what? 0. All right, I want to find the value of x, right? So how do I find the value of x here? So that being 2x, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Then you have what? X minus what? X minus 3 is equal to 0. All right, let's work it out. What do we get?
X equal -2 and x equal +3.
X is equal to what? 0 minus 2. So x is equal to what? -2. All right, this give me s equal to 0 plus 3.
X equal to 3.
S is equal to 3. All right. Then we're going to work out now.
Sorry, I thought it.
But we're
that
not finished
one
yet,
and
no.
X. Oh,
No, we're not finished. Because all this one is just to find what? X. So when we finish now, we are going to find the y now, right? So we are going to find y now. So we are going to substitute. We are going to substitute, right? X1, X1 and X2.
and Y1 and Y2.
Right. We substitute X1. We call this one X1. I call this one X2. All right. Now I want to substitute this one in what? Equation 3. So let me say I'll call this one what? Equation 1. You put this on equation 1. Equation 1 is this y equal to 5 minus x.
Sir, when you're substituting it into the equation, you can use any equation.
Come again.
So when you're substituting it in the equation, you can use any equation.
You can use any of these ones here. Anyone you see, you can use them. But always choose the one which is easier for you to work with. Don't go and take the square and the whatever. That is going to complicate you.
Say I use the first one.
So use the first one, anything which is easier for you. Right? Don't take on any load, it will make you. So, for example, you don't take the second one. This second one, you are going to do some rough things and it later complicates you. So you take the one which is easier for you to work with. Right? So I'll put here now 5 minus my x. My x is -2. Right, so my y will be equal to 7. This is y1.
Sorry, I find Y2. Say I go use this X2.
Right, so now I'm going to use the x2 to find y2. So I write back the
So
equation here, y.
Y equal 5 minus 3.
Okay, y equal to 5 minus
3.
3.
So Y equal 2.
So y is equal to 2. So we can conclude now. So when you finish now, you have to conclude your work.
So you
Right?
can say therefore.
So we are going to say that therefore when x is equal to -2, y is equal to what? 7. Everybody see that? Then when x is equal to 3,
Y2.
y is equal to what? Those. That is so beautiful. Am I right? But you see, let me tell you something. The work there is a long. You have only 2 hours and 40 minutes to do 10 bag of questions. You don't have time to waste. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, when I go through the paper, them take so long, but only in the exam, we not have this much time.
Exactly. So that's why you need to work on your speed. That's very, very important. I tell people that sometimes people don't fail, not because they don't know, but because they never get to finish the paper. And that's one big factor. I've seen several times students at number 5, when they say stop work, Can you imagine if you are number 5 and they say stop work? So you left you 5 more to do. You have to thank God that maybe the first 5 you did, everything is correct, which is kind of challenging to know.
Sir.
Right. So if you work slow, I'm begging you to what? Work on your speed, and you don't waste time on something you can't manage it. Just move on with your life. All right. So let's go. You guys can do it. We can do it. Move on.
Yes, sir.
All right. So take your time and see if you can do this one for me. Let's go. You have 5 minutes to figure it out. I'm giving 5 minutes to think. How will you approach it? So remember, the first we have to do is find the area of find the distance. The distance is called the area beneath the shape. The area of the trapezium was actually what? The shape was a trapezium. We find the area of a trapezium. So that represents the distance. Distance is equal to half bracket a plus b times the height. So we get 1/2, 7 plus 4.5 times 12. We work it out and we get 69. So for me to find my distance, my speed is equal to distance over time. The distance we had initially from the trapezium was 69 meters. Divided by 7, I got 9.86 meters per second. All right, we can move on.
Not sure. Look at me, never look. Where say the A and the B is?
Oh,
And the trapezium.
and the trapezium. There are 2 parallel sides. Anyone can be A or B, no, but this is what we chose. This one, the A was 7. This side, I present this side by A, and this side by what? By B.
Okay.
You get it?
Yes, sir. I wasn't paying attention, sir, so I didn't get that.
I sleep, you won't sleep.
No, me I want to write down meantime. Me all over the place. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So there we go. All right. We are getting there, man. We're getting there. We're getting there. So let's go. We can clear the screen now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are to our circuit theorem now. In the diagram below, A, B, C, D are points of the circumference of a circle with a center what? With a center that, right? And you want to find out, what do we say?
Let's see. AOC and DOT.
Mm-hmm.
BC are parallel.
State the reason why ABC is what? 90 degrees. How will you know that ABC is 90 degrees? What will I do?
You know, it is 90 degrees because angle at the semicircle equal 90 degrees and it's a diameter. So
Okay, so That is straightforward, right? The reason being, for those of us who don't know, this is angle in a semicircle. Add up to also this angle here, right? It's opposite diameter. So we say that it's 90 degrees because the angle and the angle in a semicircle, angle in a semicircle. Okay, let me see this one here. This one, I take my time. Angle in a semicircle. Semicircle forms 90 degrees, right? Yeah, argument done. You've answered the question, right? Angle in a semicircle forms what? 90 what? 90 degrees. Any question? Next, what's the next question? Can I move on?
Yes, sir.
What's the next question they ask? We're done with that already. Now, show detailed working necessary and give reason to support your answer. Angle BAC. They want to find BAC. Let's go and look for what is BAC. BAC. They want to find this angle. Everybody see that? Guys, they want to find this angle. Follow me, everybody. They want to find this angle, right? We just calculated this angle. This angle was what? 90 what?
90 degrees.
90 degrees. Follow me up. They asked me to find that angle because I don't want to go up and down. I'm doing it this side. Is that okay? Now, this is 2P and this is 3P, right? When you add 1, 2, 3, how many degrees do we get? When you add 1, 2, 3, how many degrees do we get?
3.
It's a triangle. When you add the sum of the triangle of triangle, what do we get?
180.
180. So all what I have to establish is that 2P plus 3P, everybody see that? Plus 90
Equal 180.
equal to 180. Because the idea is you want to find what you want to find. The idea is you want to find the P. Now 2P plus 3P give me 5P. Plus 90 is equal to 180. Work it out, you get 5P. It's equal to 180
Minus 90.
minus 90. And 5P is equal to 90. So P is equal to 90 divided by what? By 5. When you divide, what do you get?
18.
18. Now remember, now they asked you for, and they asked, they say, therefore, angle BAC They ask for BAC. BAC is equal to 2 times 18. Everybody see that? Why 2 times 18? Okay, let me see something. Let me put this one in. BAC is equal to 2P. So for you to understand, BAC is equal to 2P, which is equal to 2 times 18. Which give me 30 what?
36.
Right. Can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me see if you can finish this paper here today. I have 22 minutes more to go. Let's see what happens. All right. So the other one, so we have that. They asked me for angle Q. So let's go now. The next one they asked me is angle what? Angle Q. If you want for angle Q, this is Q, angle Q. I'm writing a Q like my G, right? Okay, let me just clean this one before somebody laugh at me. My Q, we are going to present small Q like this. Now, if you want to find Q, I just want to ask you guys something. This side, right, and this side, what are they?
Equal.
They are equal. If they are equal, what do we call it?
Isosceles.
Isosceles, beautiful. Now, we work out this. This angle give me 36 degrees, right? Follow me, but this angle give me 36 degrees. What is this angle here? Who can tell me?
90 degrees.
No, that is can never be 90.
36.
36, right? So why do you think it's 36 and not 42 and not 53? Why this angle is 36 degrees? Why? How do you know that is 36?
Sir, because
Angle in the semicircle is equal.
Okay. So what happened? Angles in the same angles at the circumference showing the same arc segment are equal. I repeat, angles at the circumference sharing the same arc segments are what? Equal. So what happened here is this. This angle here is sharing this arc here. Look at this is the arc segment, right? They are sharing this arc here from B to what? C. And this D is also showing the same B to C. Everybody see that? So this angle is going for that arc BC, and the A is also going for the same arc BC. So that makes it that and the two angles have to be what? The same. So angle Q is equal to 36 degrees, right? Then you have to justify it. So how do I justify it now? I'm going to say that angles at the circumference sharing the same arc segment, sharing what? Same arc segments are equal. Then that's my justification. Clear? The next one now, the axis for R. Right. The next one, the axis for what? R. So let's go now. But how do we find out? Look at it, everybody.
Sir, R would also be 36.
R will be also 36. Why do you say that R is 36?
You could say that it's isosceles triangle and
Right.
both of the angles are equal, or you could
Okay.
say alternate angles
Okay.
are equal as well.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, she make a point clear and straightforward. All right, so R is 36. How do you know R is 36? You realize that initially I told that this is radius and this is also radius. So that means this will give me isosceles triangle, right? In isosceles triangle, when two sides are equal, the corresponding angles also are the same. So this angle is for this side, this angle is for that side. So that means this is 36 degrees because this is square because okay, I'm just going to use one because triangle, triangle DOC is what? Is isosceles triangle. Right, because triangle DOC is isosceles triangle. You only try there. Whoever mark your people understand that. Okay. Any questions so far? I think this is for second term finish. I don't know if there's any other question. Let me just check if there are any other questions on second theorem. Okay, no. So this one now. Bearing question. No, not for the R. Okay, so take your time, 5 minutes, everybody. Look at this bearing question and see what you can do to help ourselves. They say from Arbor H, the bearing of two buoys S and Q are 185 and 311 degrees respectively. Q is 5.4 kilometers from H, while S is 3.5 kilometers from B, right? On the diagram below, blah, 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 blah. We have been expert to put in the information. So everybody draw it and put in the information. You are going to put in the angles for me, the 185, the 311, the 5.4, and the 3.5, at least for you to get 1 mark. Wrong message, Darren. Not for you. All right. So what do we do here? Anybody? Where do I put the? Where do I put the 5.4 and the what?
Put the 5.4 at the Q and the H.
Q and the H, 5.4, yes. Mm-hmm. What will I
Okay.
put here?
3.5.
3.5, yes. Okay, so they did with the 185 already for us. So we have to go and do the what? 311. So for the 311 one, guys, let's read the sentence. From the above age, the bearing of the two boys S and Q are 185 and 111 respectively. That from where H, all of them coming from H, right? So the H, now this is the H, right? Both of them are coming from H. One is going to the S and one is going to the what? Q. So the one going to the Q is 311. So that will start from here. The North Pole, go around, go around, go around, go around, go around, go around until you reach here, then we'll stop. Right. So this will be merry-go-round until this, when all this one have been the 311. Everybody get that? So from year to year is 185, but from the North Pole of this right up to the Q line, not the H, not the S, right to the what? Q, it gives me what? 311. Any question on that? Okay, this will give you the 1 mark.
No, answer the 311 properly. Can put this on the outside then or something. No.
Okay, let me see. All right. Okay. Look at the next question. What them say?
Calculate Q, S, the distance between the two boys.
Mm-hmm. Calculate the what? The distance? Okay. So what it means there for everybody? Before I can answer that question, right? I need to find, they asked me for distance of, so those who don't have the paper, is anybody here who don't have the paper? Is anybody on the platform who don't have this paper, but like you don't have it in your WhatsApp or something? I can send it to you.
Don't have it.
Eh?
I don't have it.
You don't have it?
No.
All right. You have access to the Google Classroom.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so go in the Google Classroom and look for the material there. It's right there. You can download it on your phone or your your gadget or anything. All right. Or if not, you WhatsApp me and I have to find ways and send it to your WhatsApp. Anyway, but it's better if you go to the Google Classroom and get it. Because remember that you can misplace it, you can lose it and everything, but you can always go to Google Classroom and get your stuff there. Sometimes when I can't find things on my laptop, I just go there and I know exactly where it is. I just pick them up. Then one bag of information. Okay, for me to answer that particular question, look everybody. The CXC has a question. We should go back. We should calculate the distance of what?
Q and S.
Q and S. So let's go back now. Let's look. For me to do this, I need to find this angle here. Watch what I'm going to tell you now.
Cosine.
I have to use cosine rule, but I need to explain something first before I can move on to the cosine business. What we need to do is we need to know this angle here. Complete this angle. Is that okay? Once we know this angle, we do good to what? To go. Now, remember one thing, everybody. They told me that from year to year is 115, right? I need to find this. I'm going to concentrate and find this angle. Is that okay? From year to year is 118, but from year and up to this point here is what 311. And I want to find this angle. What do you think I will do?
Take away. Sorry.
We take away, good. So first of all, we are going to find, and before I can answer the question, we are going to find angle QH what? QHS. How do you find angle QHS? So that be 311 degrees minus 185. Let's work it out. What do we get?
$126.
126. So we're going to use 120. So this angle here, we're going to use 126. This is 126. 126. Here be 1, 2, 6. Clear? Now, so I'm going to use the cosine rule as somebody said, right? So for me to use the cosine rule now, everybody know the cosine rule by now. So here be small h, here be small s, and here be a small what? Q. So I'm going to say a square. Right, a square is equal to q square plus s square, right, minus 2 minus 2sq cos of what?
Cos of H.
126.
Oh, 1.
So this will give me my q Q is what? 3.5. So you're going to get 3.5 square plus S. S will be 5. S will be 5.4 square minus 2 times 3.5
Okay.
times what? Times 5.4 right? Can somebody give what is okay? Cos of what is cos of 126? What is cos of 126?
Negative 0.588.
5.8.
Sir,
5.88.
587. 588 when you round it up.
Oh no. 0.588 what? Talk to me. What do you say? What
Sir,
did you
it's
say?
negative 0.587, but just say 588 when you round it up.
Okay, all right. It's 588, yeah. Okay. So let's work it out. What is 3.5 square?
12.25.
5?
12.25.
12.25. Okay. What is 5.4 square?
29.16.
29.1.
1,
1, 3,
1, 6.
1, 6. Okay. Can somebody multiply everything here for me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Multiply everything. 2 times 3.5 times 5.4 times negative, whatever. Multiply every single one of them. What do you get?
Sir, 22.226.
22.226. Okay, so you're going to add these two here now, right? So let's add up 12.25 plus 29.16 first.
Point 41.
Again,
1.41.
41.41. Right, minus what? 22.226.
Sir, how is this a minus?
Come again.
How is it a negative 22.226? Because when you times a negative, like, we get a positive.
Where's our negative?
The negative 2 times the 3.5.
Okay, good. All right. So there was a negative here and a negative here. This make it positive. Everybody see that? All right. So add those two now for me. So we're going
63.64.
63.64. Then we are going to find what you call the square root of that, right? So you want to find QS. So QS, if we go to square root of that, 63, square root of 63.64. What do I get?
7.98.
Kilowatt.
Kilometer.
Right.
Sir,
Yes.
backtrack a little. You see the 3.5, 5.4, 0.588, and that you check and get 22.226.
Yeah.
Okay.
You multiply everything. You multiply 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you get this answer.
Well, you multiply all of them. Okay.
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Any question? What's the next question? Let's go. What is the next question? Calculate the bearing of S from what? Q. So here you have to learn language, right? We are from Q. You are from Q. You are going to S. I repeat. You are from Q. You want to go to S, right? You are from Q. You want to go to S. So how do I achieve that now? This is Q. So you are coming here. We're going to draw the North Pole here. We draw the North Pole on Q, right? And we draw the cross right here. So this is it, right? We want to find from here right up to this point. All right. So what we're gonna do first of all, right? For me to find this bearing here. There are two things I need to find. I need to find the angle right here. I need to find the angle right here. Then I need to find the angle right here, or this one. So when I add the bigger one with the small one, and that's giving the what? The total bearing, actually, from the bearing of S from Q, right? Okay, so let's do some few things. Before I do anything, right, we are going to concentrate here quickly. Do you realize that this angle here, all up to this side was 311, right? If this is 311, we can easily find this angle. Somebody minus 360 minus 311 and see what we get.
49.
So this give me 49. Now, watch this. You see this angle here and this angle here. These two angles here, we call it co-interior angles. Co-interior angles here add up to 180. I want to make a point here. The angle between, you see where I put the black and the black here, right here. The angle between the angle here and this angle here, they add up to what?
180.
180. So something we have to consider before I do anything, right? So this angle here, you see the way I shaded, and this part here, they have to add up to 180. So if it's 41, if it's 44, so this angle here is going to be, this angle here is going to be 180 minus 44.
49.
49. All right. So I'm good. Okay, 49. 180 minus what do you get?
131.
Huh?
131.
131. So all this angle is 1 over 31 degrees. Let me through. We know that the angle right here is 126, right? And this side here, what do we get for PQ? What do we get for QS?
It's 7.98.
7.9. So here is 7.98. Beautiful. 7.98 right here. Right. So we call that remember that this angle is happens to be what? This angle is happens to be 126. The inside angle is 126. So this angle will match with this angle, and this angle you have to match with that side. So we're going to use the sine rule now. Sine rule to find this angle here. Well, I have to find this angle. I need to find this angle so I can add it to this big angle here, and that's give me the bearing of Q of S from Q. So how do I use the sine rule here? I'm going to use angle Q and S. No, I have H and what? Q. So I put H over sine H. Is equal to H over sine H is equal to
Q over sine Q.
Q over sine Q. All right. So my H, my small H, my H should have been 7.98, 7.98, which should have been this, right? 7.98 divided by sine 126. Sine 126 equal to my Q. My Q is 3.45, right? 3.5 over sine Q. But I'm looking for that one here. Okay. So somebody should help me. What is sine 126, please? What is sine 126?
0.8.
0.809.
0.809.
0.809 is equal to 3.5 divided by sine what? Sine Q. Cross multiply. So if you cross multiply, what do we get? Sine Q, right? So I'm going to get sine Q times 7.98 is equal to 3.5 times 0.809. So we get to sine Q you're going to get, multiply this one here, then, so we are going to get 3.5 times 0.809, all divided by what? 7.98. Work it out and tell me what you get, please.
Sir, 0.35.
0.35.
0.35.
All right. So we are going to say angle Q is equal to sine inverse of what? 0.625. 0.35.
5.
What do we get?
Sir, 20.5.
20.5. All right. So I'm going to say that therefore angle what? Therefore the bearing that's pretty foolishness. Okay, so I'm going to type it here quickly. The bearing of this, therefore the bearing is going to be what, 20. What do you get? What do we get? The bearing, therefore the bearing bearing of S from Q, right, is equal to equals to
1.5.
so it'll be equals to this one here equals to, right, 131 degrees, right, plus what, 20.5.
So you say I get 151.
So get to 151.5
151.5.
degrees. Mm-hmm. 151.5 degrees. All right. So that's for the bearing question. Now, what I realized in every bearing questions, they ask you for two things. They ask you for distance, where you are going to use the cosine rule, and later they ask you for the bearing of whatever, right? Or you can find the area. And always you know that you have to use the sine rule. So they ask you a cosine rule question first, and they ask you the sine rule question, and sometimes they ask you for area question, all sorts of things. But just be on the alert and know what is what, right? And remember that next week will be the last Sunday for us, right?